अतिमिरन्तस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मायं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुन् श्रीयुतापदकमलम् श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं स्वावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा रघुना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Danvat Pranam. Please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Srila
Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada. Thank you for giving your time, Prabhuji, and making yourself available and joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Yes.
Prabhuji, we are reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 2, Chapter 7, which are the scheduled incarnations. And the text for today, Prabhuji, is text 36. So, Prabhuji, can I hand over to you, or would you like us to read the text, translation, and purport?
Yes, please read the translation and purport.
Sorry, Prabhuji. Sorry. Shashwin, are you able to read the text 36 and then the translation? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Bhagavati Sevaya Bhagavate Taman Stokir Bhaktir Bhavati Naishiki Kale Namilitadiyam Avamrisya Drinam Stokayusam Swanigamo Batadurapara Avirhitas Swanuyugam Sahi Satvatatam Vedadrumam Vitapaso Vibhajisya Tisam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Word to word, Kalena, in the course of time. Milita Dhyam, of the less intelligent person. Avam Shraya, considering the difficulties. Nirnam, of humanity at large. Stoka Ayusham, of the short-lived persons. Swanigama, the Vedic literature, compiled by him, Bata, exactly, Duraparva, greatly difficulty, Avirhita, Lord, he certainly, Satyavatyam, in the womb of Satyavati, Vedadruman, the desired tree of the Vedas, Vitapasha, by the division of branches, Vibhajishyati, will divide, Sma, as it were. Translation. The Lord himself is in his incarnation as the son of Satyavati, Vasdev, will consider his compilation of Vedic literature to be very difficult for the less intelligent persons with short life, and thus he will divide the tree of Vedic knowledge into different branches according to the circumstances of a particular age. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, over to you.
Very good, thank you. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Herein, Brahma mentions the future compilation of Srimad Bhagavatam for the short-lived persons of the Kali age. As explained in the first canto, the less intelligent persons of the age of Kali would not only be short-lived, but also perplexed with so many problems of life due to the awkward situation of the godless human society. Advancement of material comforts of the body is activity in the mode of ignorance according to the laws of material nature. Real advancement of knowledge means progress of knowledge and self-realization. But in the age of Kali, the less intelligent men mistakenly consider the short lifetime of 100 years, now factually reduced to about 40 to 60, to be all in all. They are less intelligent because they have no information of the eternity of life. They identify with a temporary material body existing for 40 years and consider it the only basic principle of life. Such persons are described as equal to the asses and bulls. But the Lord, as the compassionate Father of all living beings, imparts unto them the vast Vedic knowledge in short treatises like the Bhagavad Gita, and for the graduates, the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Puranas and the Mahabharata are also similarly made by Vyasadeva for the different types of men and the modes of material nature, but none of them are independent of the Vedic principles. And the text again, the Lord himself in his incarnation as the son of Satyavati, Vyasadeva, will consider his compilation of the Vedic literature to be very difficult for the less intelligent persons with short lives, and thus he will divide the tree of Vedic knowledge into different branches according to the circumstances of the particular age. So we are continuing with our study of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 7, which is entitled Scheduled Incarnations with Specific Functions. So here we may keep in our memory is one verse that lets us know who compiled the Vedic literature. Even many pundits that you might meet, if you ask them who compiled the Vedas, surprisingly, not all of them will know. And even more, if you ask, you go into any yoga studio and you ask, oh, who gave the yogic scriptures, who gave the Vedas, they will not know. They're teaching, but they don't know. So this is not very good. Another indication of this age of Kali, where things are so superficial and many humans don't think very deeply all the time. The difference between substance and form. You know, the form means what it looks like, and the substance is what it actually is. Just like we see so many men well-dressed in suits or wearing some other uniform, airline uniforms, army uniforms, chef in restaurant uniforms. They may look very good. But what is going on within them? What is their character? What do they think about? What are their goals in life? And even nowadays, there are many uh, counterfeit. You have the Gucci bags, and what's the other one? Vuitton uh, handbags and belts, and Rolex watches, other watches, which are fakes, and they look the same. Louis Vuitton, yes, Louis Vuitton. So they look the same, but they're not. So in the age of Kali, this is very, very prominent, this kind of cheating. People who look, or they try to give us something which looks real. And perhaps it is real to some extent, but not as much as you would think. So I was saying, you go into any yoga, asana, hatha yoga, stanga yoga, raj yoga, kundalini yoga studio, ask the instructor, oh, so where did this yoga come from? You'll be surprised. Many don't know. I just learned it from someone. They learned it from someone, and it's not even the complete yoga system. But in the age of Kali, people don't know that. Many people don't know better. They just don't know any better. If we're going to buy gold, then we should know how to test. Otherwise, we could be cheated. No, you go into Nairobi, you uh, go to some shop on the street. They sell gold chain and uh, gold pieces. But how do you know it's really gold? So we have to know what gold is. So in the age of Kali, there's so much superficiality. And Srila Prabhupada points out that he says here, uh, uh, that in the age of Kali, people are not only more short-lived, but also perplexed, bothered by so many problems of life due to the awkward situation. So just like there's so many, in the country between rebels and the government, conflict, so many conflicts, and food prices sometimes become very high, and taxes. Uh, these are high. These are awkward situations. High mortgage rates. So these things are meant to be to be simple. To have food should be that human society is basically agrarian. That we all live close to farms where food is grown, and we have something we make and we exchange for food, and you have cows that give milk, and from milk you get the butter and the ghee, and you can fry things, and you have the yogurt, dahi, and uh, curd, and you can get so many foods just by having a cow and some land. Easy. But in this age of Kali, uh, especially the past 200 years, with the industrial civilization and the centralization of cities, people have become caught up in the city life. Let me get away from this farm. Let me go to the city. And I don't know about Nairobi or Mombasa, but here in America, uh, just like especially the big cities like New York and uh, Los Angeles and in Texas, in Miami, Atlanta. You want to get a one in New York, it would be hard to get a just one bedroom flat for less than $1,500, 1,800 pounds a month, just for one bedroom flat. And if you want two bedroom, it's so expensive. You simply have to work to pay for the flat and then the food. It's just you just have to work so much, and definitely both husband and wife. There's no time for thinking. There's no time, and then maybe there is, but then there's so much influence that you work and then you watch the telly or see the movies or do this or do that. So this is not human life. Uh, it's not that there isn't credit. It isn't that there's no accomplishment. It's a very great accomplishment, all that organization and the buildings and the travel systems and cars, electricity. It's a great accomplishment. It's not nothing. There's so much good intelligence. Uh, and of course, medical care has improved. Um, but Srila Prabhupada and the great saints point out to us that uh, in the age of Kali, less intelligent men mistakenly consider the short lifetime of 100 years to be all in all. Advancement of material comforts is activity in the mode of ignorance. They are less intelligent because they have no information of the eternity of life. They identify with the body. Of course, at least theoretically, you can, at least, theoretically, if I'm eternal and I have so many lifetimes possible ahead of me, and I have no birth, I was never born. Najayate Mirate Vakarachin, Ayan Bhutva Bhavata Vana Bhuya Aja. I am uh, unborn, Aja, Nitya, eternal, Aja, Nitya Shashrata, everlasting. That's me. That's you. We never die. And we were never born. Nato evaham chatunasam, nato nemi janalivaha, nachaiva bhavishmaha, sarve vayam ataha param. Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, never was there a time that I did not exist, or you, or all these kings on this battlefield. We always existed. Right now, we are all in a particular, not me, of course, Krishna is eternal, but uh, the rest, the rest of us, you and me, we are in a particular body temporarily. And because we are surrounded by people who think like this, that we are this body and that there's nothing but this life, it's difficult not to think like that, isn't it? As much as our parents or grandparents and friends and movie stars and athletes and politicians, as well-meaning as they are or may be, and as intelligent as they uh, a considerable number of them are really in ignorance. Terrible, terrible darkness, which is not fun to hear. Who wants to hear that? Uh, but it's actually true. It's a very dark situation. We are like living in a dark cave, surrounded by people who don't know that there's a world outside the cave. That's what's going on. Your neighbor, your co-workers at work, many of them, some of them have an idea, but many don't. Just do the best you can in this life, right? Enjoy, don't bother anyone, don't hurt anyone, take care of your kids, be a good person, and that's what life is. Life is what you make it, right? But no, this is the darkness of ignorance. Uh, we learn from the saints, we learn from the pure devotees of Lord Krishna from Krishna. We experience by our own realization gradually, I'm eternal. And therefore, it's just theoretically, I was saying, why should I be too focused on this one life? That doesn't make any sense. That sounds kind of dumb, right? If I'm supposed to get off the train at some place and all I'm thinking about is how to make the seat more comfortable and get my food a little hotter, that it's not heating up enough. Where can I make it hotter? Where can I find warmer blanket to sleep? And that's all we're thinking about. And isn't that that's what many humans think, right? That I have to go to work and make money, and we do, of course. I mean, no one's saying we don't have to. We're not crazy people, but it's true that I work and then Friday's coming and I can go on holiday, or see my relatives, or see this movie, and I'll be happy. And we're going to go to this restaurant, right? Then the next week we're working. Oh, Friday's coming. Or in a month or 2 months, I'm traveling this place. And that's life. And it's so focused upon just this life. Uh, but not twe evaham tutuna sam, not twa nemi janaliba. Never was there a time when I did not exist. Na jayate, na mrite, va karachin. I don't have birth, na jayate, na mrite. I don't have death, na hanyate hanyamani sharire. I will never die. I'm eternal. So with this is knowledge. And Srila Prabhupada and the saints point out to us that to only be focused on the train ride is ignorance. It's really dumb. And it's a little strong language that because it's true that's all the animals think about. Does anyone have maybe some dog? You have some dog or cats or even some uh, farm animals? You have roosters, chickens, these things. You look out the window, I'm sure. You go down the street, you see them. And that's all they think about, right? Anyone who has had a dog, right? They sleep and they get up and they eat and they drink and they go out and maybe they find some sexual activity and then they come back and they sleep and they eat. And that's the only thing that's going on. And they offer protection, of course, and some affection. But so if even a well-dressed politician or actor or actress or athlete or your next door neighbor or anyone, if that's all they think about, then that's then it's like an animal, isn't it? So uh, the saints say such persons are described as equal to asses and bulls because there's not much going on except that. And the amazing thing is that it's not that these people are usually dumb in one sense. They're very intelligent people, architects and lawyers and doctors and engineers and computer IT people and smart. Uh, they're not dumb. But in one sense, they are just very capable apes, right? You have in Africa, there's chimpanzees and gorillas, right? Some gorillas have been taught to recognize dozens of words. Chimpanzees have been taught to recognize dozens and dozens of words and match them to shapes. And I just read something in orangutan in Indonesia, Southeast Asia. There are those orangutans, and so they saw one of them was using some kind of leaf and smashing it to put on an infection. So smart, but it only goes so far. And so then if we have an animal, if we have a human who's just a well-educated ape, a well-educated chimpanzee, then that's really what they are. It's true. Because there's a big difference between material capability and spiritual understanding of our soul, of ourself, which is most important. Does anyone disagree that not knowing who we are is more important than designing better batteries? Suppose we design a 50-year battery. That's an accomplishment. It is. But it's just like Srila Prabhupada would say that if there's someone drowning in a river and you jump in and you save the woman's pocketbook, but she drowns. What's the use of that, really? I mean, there is some use, technically, but she drowns. She dies. So this is most of this world that we live in, uh, and even food relief and education and helping the abused whales and pets and humans. I mean, it's certainly good, but we don't want to have to come back and do it again. And that's what Lord Krishna teaches us. That's what Lord Krishna wants us to be free of all suffering. God does not want us to suffer forever. No father wants his children to suffer. Of course, we have to agree to live in a way that we don't, but no loving father wants his children. So Lord Krishna comes, parichanaya sadhanam, panasya tadusgatam, dharma samstapanatya, sambhavami yoge yoge. As Srila Prabhupada says here, but the Lord, as the compassionate father of all living beings, imparts to them the vast Vedic knowledge, like Bhagavad Gita. So that isn't that what a good father does? He gives us advice. Or even in school, you go to high school or certainly college, they have counselors, isn't it? You can go and, oh, I'm interested to do this, and so they'll guide you that you learn this, learn that. Counselors, doctors are counselors. They give us advice, and then we have to do it. It's a two-part dance. We have to do the thing. We have to take the knowledge. We can't, it's not going to happen by magic. So Lord Krishna, he comes. His devotees come. The great avatars come according to the time and place, like Jesus and Madhvacharya and Muhammad. And we can say our ISKCON founder, Acharya Srila Prabhupada. We can understand by his activities that he greatly empowered by Krishna, by God. No ordinary 70-year-old man goes on a 10,000-mile cruise and suffers 2 heart attacks and then lands and prays to God, please make me dance, make me dance, make me dance as your servant so I can deliver these people on your behalf. That was the prayer that our ISKCON founder, Srila Prabhupada, offered to Krishna. It is written, he wrote it down, that how will I deliver these people here in America from their mode of ignorance? They're so addicted to the material, temporary conception of life. They're so used to living in the dark cave. They think it's normal. They think I'm crazy. Just like if there's some people in the cave and you go with a light and you somehow break into the cave. Oh, come on out, come on out. This is not your real life. There's trees and birds and the wind and the sun and so much delicious food. Come out, come out. No, you crazy person, get out of here. Isn't that's what's going on? I mean, it's sad. It's very, very sad. And we me and you, we are so fortunate to at least have the opportunity to get out and to understand that what is the darkness. It may be challenging, but we are very fortunate, very fortunate. Srila Prabhupada said that if you could understand even a little of your good fortune, you would dance like peacocks. We're on the path back to the spiritual world. No more death, no more birth, no more coming back to earth, no more sufferings. And as we become pure devotees, then our relatives behind us, fathers, parents, grandparents, great grandparents, and in front of us, our children, their children, will be freed from the cycle of birth and death by our becoming pure devotees. Yes. So it's very we can be happy actually that we should be happy, very happy that I'm so fortunate and I'm doing the best thing that I could ever do for my children and for my parents and my grandparents. And soon we will all be back in the spiritual world with Lord Krishna. Natad Vashayate Shuryo, Natranko Napavaka, Yad Gatva Navartante Tadam Paramamama. That abode of mine is not illumined by the sun or by electricity. It's self-luminous. And it's full of ananda. It's full of joy. And one who goes there never returns. So this is where we're going. We're going on a trip. We're going on the best travel cruise, uh, vacation, permanent vacation. And Srila Prabhupada and Lord Krishna are our travel agents. Yes. And we have our mentors. And so we are banded together on this journey, on this ship, crossing the ocean of the age of Kali, going back home. We just patience. We just have to stay and don't get crazy and jump off the ship. I just read some man jumped off a big cruise ship, 90 feet, and he died. Some madness. So we don't want to get mad and jump off this cruise back to the spiritual world. If we have some difficulties, we have some challenges, then we talk to each other. Oh, I don't know what to do. I just want to jump off. So that will happen for sure. But if we stay together in this society, Srila Prabhupada uh, so kind, Srila Prabhupada. Just like here, Srila Prabhupada writes that the Lord is the compassionate Father. So Srila Prabhupada, why he left Vrindavan at the age of 70? Who leaves a holy place of retirement? People retire. I'm sure some of you have grandparents or even parents who are retired. So who leaves, crosses the ocean to some place they have never been, a very foreign place, no friends, a few pounds in their pocket. It's not like they have thousands of pounds. And Srila Prabhupada traveled with 7 US dollars in his pocket. Why? Why did he start translating in 1954 or a little later? Srimad Bhagavatam, just, just dedicated, uh, rising 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning and translating year after year, day after day. And they didn't have digital computers. Think about that. If you make a mistake, then you have to retype the whole page. Can you imagine? I don't think many of us have that. Now we have, Microsoft Word and we have WordPad and you can just press a button, you can highlight the sentence and delete it and type it again, right? He was using a typewriter. And then he translated Bhagavad Gita, some 700 pages. Imagine 700 pages. I think it was more, but let's just say 700. typed. 7, and it was stolen. How would you feel? You wrote some book and then it was stolen 700 pages. And he typed it again. Why? No one was paying him. Obviously, he so much believed in what he was doing. And by his prayers to Krishna, by his writing, we can understand something about his motivation. He really loved Krishna, and his heart was full of pain, how we were suffering, how people were suffering because of bad political leaders and financial problems, ultimately because of spiritual darkness. He truly felt the pain and it motivated him. Wow, isn't that saintly? Isn't that a great saint that, when someone does something for us for no, we didn't pay them, we didn't ask them, isn't that a nice person? When you have a flat tire on your car and someone just comes over, oh, can I help you? It's a nice person. And so Srila Prabhupada is such a wonderful, wonderful person. His heart full of melting love. And so he came to America at the age of 70 and traveled around the world again and again uh, as the servant of Krishna, as the carrier of light to light the darkness. And so we are so fortunate somehow to have his shelter, to have his association. And he is there with us. We have, Srila Prabhupada said, I am present in my writing. I am there in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we can hear, just like we're hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, we can feel, and we should feel, the presence of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Sometimes I have spoken about the challenges in my life. Of course, I'm not a pure devotee. I'm on the path. And it's so important to, especially we probably don't have the physical association of our mentors always, or sannyasis that we are close to, other advanced devotees. Certainly we don't have the physical presence of our gurus very often, or Srila Prabhupada. But somehow it is so important that each of us, we feel our connection. Why? Why is it so, what is some reasons that it is so important to feel the personal connection? Who can say? Lord Krishna even has spoken about this, but who has heard something or what is your experience? Why is it so important to feel the personality?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, may I try? So I think, Sri Prabhupada had mentioned that he will be, it's not Vapu, then it's Vani. So when our spiritual mentors are not with us in present with us all the time, but they are present in their Vani, what they have said to us. So they are present in Vani.
But why is it so important to have feeling for the person behind those words?
Because you know that your interest is in their heart. It is, they are not saying it because they are sadist or something, but Your interest is in their heart, and because if you did what they asked you to do, it will only be for your own spiritual advancement.
Very good. Yes, very good. Anyone else want to share
Hare
something
Krishna,
about
done with Prabhu.
appreciating the person?
Could it be because of sadhu sang? Like it's mentioned throughout the Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam about sadhu sang.
Yes, sadhu sangha. Sadhu sangha, sadhu sangha, sarva shastra hoy. Lapa matra sadhu sangha, sabha, something more. That even 11th of a second association with a pure devotee can deliver someone. Very important. Any other thoughts?
Because they are empowered by Krishna.
So that we can realize they are empowered? Or that they are empowered?
They are empowered, and therefore, when you are in even a second association with them, you will get the benefit.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. I don't think I put the question very good. I was thinking, what is the importance of having feeling for the person? And I was reminded of that verse in Bhagavad Gita where Lord Krishna says to Arjuna that I am explaining the science of bhakti to you, bhaktosi me sakha cheti, because you are my devotee. You're not a big sage, you're not a sannyasi, you're not some renounced person, but you love me. And because you have a feeling for me, a positive feeling for me, then when I say something, you will realize it, you will accept it, and it will go deep into your heart. And you will love me even more. Me. Not just love the knowledge, not just love the result of the information, but you will love me. As we know, this bhakti is love. And there's a common saying in this world that more powerful than knowledge is love. And bhakti on the path of yoga, we are taught that higher than karma yoga is jnana yoga, and higher than jnana yoga is bhakti yoga. And there's nothing more powerful than love. And even we get some experience, isn't it, in our everyday life? That what motivation ultimately is stronger than love? The love that a mother has for their children motivate her to sacrifice so much and put up with so much trouble, or a father for their child. It's not just knowledge. I mean, it's knowledge. This is my child. It's only 6 months old. I must get up and feed them. That's there, of course. Uh, but certainly there is love. Love the child. Even the child eats and we don't eat. We're happy. The mother's happy. Are you all right? Ah, then I'm okay. If you're not okay, if I'm not understanding that you are in a good position, then I am not in a good position. This is love. And on this path of yoga, we are all hearing so much knowledge. I'm not this body. I'm eternal. There's a cycle of birth and death. There's a spiritual world. And of course, this motivates us, doesn't it? That I can, I understand. Yes, this is, I should do this. But even higher than that, more uh, protective in one sense, is love. That I have some feeling for my mentor. I have some feeling for the devotees. I actually appreciate them. and specifically my spiritual master, and of course for all of us, our ISKCON founder, Srila Prabhupada, the more that we have feeling for him, then our success is guaranteed. More than just knowledge. Number one, it will motivate us and give us strength to carry on, that I must please Srila Prabhupada by remaining pure. I must do something for Srila Prabhupada, for my mentor, for my guru, so many gurus, for my spiritual master. They have done so much for me. It's not just that these words in the book have appeared there automatically. And it can seem like that because that's the thing about this modern society. You can go into the store and you can buy the milk without connecting that the milk comes from the cow. In the same way as if you have a farm and you milk, then you know, yeah, the milk comes from the cow and you appreciate the cow. And when you grow your own food and you see the rain fall and you care for the plants, you feel the connection much more. So that's what I was thinking about. And I apologize if I didn't put the question as clearly as I might have. But this point about appreciating the person, our compassionate mentors and spiritual masters, and ultimately Krishna. And then, so the first thing, of course, is not the first, but one of two or three, is that not just knowledge will motivate us, not just knowledge will give us strength, but also feeling. But then the second thing, which is what bhakti is all about, well, not all about, but half of it, is that bhakti attracts Krishna. Bhakti, Krishna will do anything for his devotees. Aditi, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, she was the mother of the demigods. And Diti, they were both wives of Kashyapa. So Aditi and Diti. So Aditi, she was the mother of many significant demigods, including Indra. And then Diti, she was the mother of the demoniac. So Indra was having trouble, her son. The demons were conquering them and they were being defeated. And no mother wants their children to be less hurt. So she prayed to Lord Vishnu, or she went to Kashyapa, her husband, and said, "What should I do? So will you perform this Payovrata ritual to perform, to please Lord Vishnu?" And so she did that. And Lord Vishnu appeared before her. She offered wonderful prayers. They are there in the sixth canto, the prayers of Aditi. And so finally, she said, "Well, you know already what is going on. My sons are being defeated. They're being hurt. So if you could please do something." So then he incarnated as who? Who did Lord Vishnu incarnate as to help her sons?
Brahmandev.
Vamanadev, yes, a little fourth Brahman. So just like Krishna, he appeared first as four-armed Lord Vishnu, and then he manifested as the two-armed little boy. And by some trick, he got the heavenly planets back to her sons. By her love, he did that. Well, because of her love and because of his care for the demigods in general. But love it's so motivating. And when we say love, we don't mean just the romantic man and woman love, but just friendship is a kind of love. Parents, an attitude of respect is a kind of love. Appreciation. So it is said that it's not what you know, but it's who you know. Has everyone heard that expression? that in life, it's not what you know really, but it's who you know. Even you want to get a job, you could be very qualified and not get it. But if you know someone in the company, you have an uncle, then they may bring you in. And even if uh, you don't have very much qualification, they could still bring you in, you see, because of who you know. So I was thinking, so then another main reason for our this love or appreciation for Krishna is that he will do anything for his devotees who have feeling. And again, the feeling does not have to be some kind of swooning and emotional, the love of a woman for a man or something, or a man for a woman, but just solid appreciation. I appreciate you. So I was saying that when we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, when we hear Bhagavad Gita, uh, this is one reason that we are instructed to have Guru Puja every day, to sing the prayers to the spiritual master, and also in the morning, the Guru Astaka prayers. And we may not be able to do it 4:30 in the morning. We could do it while traveling to work or whenever we can. We should not not do this. Or if we have to, we lay in bed at night and say the prayers to ourselves. However we can do it. We should hear, if not sing, in our mind, if not out loud, which is the best, the prayers to our spiritual master. And when we say spiritual master, we say samsara dava, nadalita loka, pranayakara nyaganaganatam, praptasya kayana gunanavasya, bande goroshi, charanaravinda. I don't think I really fully, I don't think I ever will. I think I could go a lot deeper into understanding what that means. What does that mean? In whatever language is our first language, for some of us, Hindi or French or English, whatever it is, to go deep into the meaning. Samsaradava nadalita loka, that my spiritual master is delivering me from the blazing fire of material existence. Well, what does that mean? I don't see any blazing fire. Yes, but the blazing fire, arguments and having to pay the bills, and physical illness, that's the blazing fire. You see, make it real, not just poetry. Make it real for each of us. So the spiritual master is delivering me from the blazing fire of material existence, extinguishing the fire. How? I haven't seen my mentor in my house with a fire extinguisher. What does that mean? Has that happened for me? Has it happened? Yes. I was so much in anxiety a couple of months ago, and then I went to my mentor and they gave me some advice, and I felt so much better. Yes, it happened for me. And I'm so grateful to my mentor. I'm so grateful to Srila Prabhupada. And I have an actual reason. It's not just poetry. Tranaya karuna ganagana praptasya kalyana gunanavasya bande goroshi charanaravinda. I offer my respectful obeisances with some feeling that all of these books, you know, just like the Guru Puja, the song, what is that? That the spiritual master is filling my heart with transcendental knowledge. What is that? Sanskrit in the prayer, or maybe it's Bengali of the Guru Puja song. He's opened my eyes with a torchlight of transcendental knowledge and filled my heart with understanding. Has he? Did he? Or did she? When? And then we can think, or maybe we should think. Think about all the books, all the many books, all the different lectures. Think about the YouTube videos that I've heard. Yes, my heart has been filled, is being filled um, with transcendental knowledge. And my only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from their lotus mouth. Shri Guru Charani Rate E Se Uttamagati. So in this way, training ourselves to make it real. At least not always we don't have time or we're not in the kind of mood, but should try sometimes to meditate. Certainly we have time at night, before you go to sleep, right? You're just laying there for a little while, or before you wake up, get out of bed and start the busy day, to reflect on these things. I find it a good time. There's no one asked. I'm all alone. No one's bothering me, so to speak, to do this and to do that. But that's why we are instructed to rise early. If possible, attend the temple, morning program. You can do it online. There are many temples that have online live programs, Mayapur and Mumbai. And so at least we can be there with devotees. So anyways, I was just thinking this Bhaktosi Me Sakacheti, and I know in my life it has helped tremendously to try and shift a little bit in that direction. And it does take some effort because we don't always have, as Kirtika pointed out, the Vapu. So we don't want to be impersonal. That whatever I'm getting, it's coming from a person. So I'll stop here and it's a little late, but any comments or questions?
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for today's session and elaborating on the importance of love for our guru, our mentor, and our associates in this path of spiritual journey. Prabhuji, I think love will come if we start the appreciation, first of all, gratitude and appreciation. I think those two might be more important, and then love will develop. Is that true, Prabhuji?
Absolutely. Absolutely. At every day, keeping that, what can I feel grateful about? Even ordinary people, I don't want to say ordinary, but even those who aren't on the devotional path, I've heard people who they deliberately set aside an hour a day or a couple of hours a week just to think, oh, such a good thing happened. I'm so grateful for this. I'm so grateful and they cultivate just like they grow a plant. And it is a plant, Bhakti Lata Bij. It doesn't happen automatically. We just chant, and eventually someday it's going to happen. It will. But if we understand what it is that's supposed to happen and we work at it deliberately, it will happen a lot sooner. And I made the mistake of not doing that. I must admit it. So don't be like me. Don't wait 15 years to get some idea of what the real thing is. Don't do that. Grateful. And even as we discussed last week, for everything, every mouthful of food, anything, Krishna's so kind. And he is. And he did give it indirectly. So it's not like imagination. It's true. Such a nice warm shower or a cool shower, whatever it is. Let me do something for Shiguru, for Krishna. Oh, but that sounds materialistic. Maybe it is a little bit, but it's, as you said, gratitude, and we can't jump to gopis. That's silly.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for clarifying this point. Are there any other questions or comments? There are no questions or comments. We can end today's session. Let us, Bhakta Mugo, are you able to end this session for us today? Hare Krishna.
Everyone, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you. I'm always left with awe after your talk about Krishna and everything. Thank you. So I will end today's session. Kindly ask everyone to unmute and we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra together.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
His Grace Dina Sharan Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for your association. If I do anything to offend you, I'm sorry. And I look forward to seeing all of you again very soon. Everyone have a good week and remember Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. We learn so much from you. Hare Krishna.